This is outrageous. It appears Labour are so terrified of reform surging in the polls, they're plotting to cancel local elections in 2025. With Starmer's abysmal popularity rating and Labour's approval at incomprehensible lows for a new govt, Labour are now rushing Rayner's devolution plans in what looks like an effort to postpone multiple key council elections, as they cannot finish reorganisation in time. Who is the threat to democracy again? In today's video, we will watch and react to a clip of this potential local elections being cancelled. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have t-shirts available on our website. We have stuck Farmer and Make Britain Great Again ones. Make sure you check the link in the description or go to britishstand.com. Have a watch of this mess.
There are 21 county councils in England and 10 unitary authorities as well, all up for election in May. Will every one of those elections go ahead, Minister?
So more details will follow later on. I'll be making a statement in Parliament this afternoon that will set out the detail of that. But this is an open invitation.
So they won't be then, Minister?
But it's an open invitation for councillors who want to be part of an early tranche of reorganisation and devolution.
Why aren't they all going ahead?
And I would say, even before the white paper has been published,
maybe there's a problem with the line. Why aren't they going ahead, Minister?
Well, at the moment, the assumption is that elections are going ahead. However, it's usual in a process of reorganisation that when a council makes a request for reorganisation, that if there are elections taking place to a council that it essentially won't exist within the term of those elections, then you hold off the elections and you elect to a shadow body, and the shadow body basically is a form of the new councils that will follow.
It all stinks of the same old bureaucratic BS designed to avoid accountability. The government's agenda should never be able to alter an election process without compelling and extraordinary circumstances. This is how people have reacted, Little Miss said. So UK Labour know they are going to get thrashed at local elections. So this is what they plan to do. No matter how they change the parameter, they are still going to lose. Clara said, they know they will lose a lot of seats, so conveniently say they want reorganisation, which will likely take, maybe 4 years. This user said, every accusation is a confession. Everything they accuse you of is exactly what they're doing. They are the threat to democracy. It's uncanny. Ryan said, translation reform is so popular that we would get smashed, so I think we need to cancel them for the sake of democracy. Muttley said, they would lose 21 of those councils. This guy said, they'll use every slippery tactic in the book to cling on to power. I utterly detest this government, Malcolm said. When people claimed Labour would rig the system to avoid future elections, I thought it far-fetched. I am no longer so sure. The whole devolution for England is a deceit. Merging councils and creating more mayors is not devolution, but the destruction of England as a real nation. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, electric car drivers are at risk of being stranded due to charging deserts across the north of England and rural areas. The National Audit Office, NAO, has warned. A new NAO report found that while the UK is on track to meet its target of installing 300,000 public charging points by 2030, there is a growing regional divide in the network. The report revealed significant gaps in the UK's electric vehicle charging network, particularly outside London and the southeast. Now experts have warned that the uneven rollout threatens to leave electric vehicle drivers unable to complete journeys on several major routes, with some busy A roads having only limited charging infrastructure. Drivers with just 10% battery remaining could find themselves unable to reach rapid charging facilities on multiple key routes. The routes include the A49 between Hereford and Shrewsbury, which stands out as one of the major routes lacking adequate charging facilities. Similar issues impact the A35 near Southampton, where drivers could struggle to find charging points when running low on power. The A66 through Penrith is another significant route identified as having insufficient charging infrastructure. The regional divide in charging infrastructure is stark, with 44% of public charge points concentrated in London and the southeast, according to the report. Just 15% of charging points in England are located in rural areas. The Northwest, Yorkshire and the Humber, and Northern Ireland are particularly impacted when it comes to EV infrastructure. In Yorkshire, there are only 56 charging points per 100,000 people, compared to 233 in London. Ginny Buckley, Chief Executive of Electrifying, a website for car buyers, told The Telegraph, "This disparity when it comes to charging infrastructure can't continue if we're to bring everyone along on the electric journey." Meanwhile, Vicky Red, Chief Executive of industry body Charge UK, noted that while a new charge point is added to the network every 25 minutes on average, planning permission and grid connections need to be simpler and faster. Already, the UK has missed its target of installing at least 6 ultra-rapid charging points at every motorway service station in England by 2023. Currently, only 62% of service areas have met this requirement as of July 2024. The Department for Transport has now set a new target of having fast chargers at 100 out of 114 stations across England by mid-2025. Geoffrey Clifton-Brown, the Conservative chairman of the Commons Public Accounts Committee, said, "While good progress has been made on the rollout of public charging points for electric vehicles, there is still significant variation in their availability across the country. If the government is serious about encouraging the take-up of electric vehicles, it must ensure the public can reach reliable, convenient and accessible charging points." A government spokesman responded that good progress was being made, with over 72,000 public chargers now available, a near 40% increase compared to December 2023. The report added, "Consumers have numerous concerns over using public charge points, which government has put in place regulation to address. These concerns include complexity in using charge points, with operators having different ways to pay, pricing being unclear or unduly expensive, and malfunctioning or inoperative charge points. It is still too early to say whether OZEV's regulatory intervention has helped, as many of its requirements only came into force from November 2024. Lastly, Prince Andrew has suffered a fresh blow in the latest royal family announcement. A hearing over the anonymity of an alleged Chinese spy linked to the Duke of York will take place at the Royal Courts of Justice at 2 p.m. on Monday, according to court listings. This comes after Prince Andrew, 64, confirmed that he had ceased all contact with the alleged spy. His statement says, "The Duke of York followed advice from HMG and ceased all contact with the individual after concerns were raised. The Duke met the individual through official channels, with nothing of a sensitive nature ever discussed. He is unable to comment further on matters relating to national security." A former security minister has said the revelations that the Duke of York had a close relationship with a man accused of being a Chinese spy are extremely embarrassing. It comes after the Special Appeals Commission backed the banning of Andrew's confidant, a businessman known only as H6, from the UK, adding that the Duke had been vulnerable because of the pressures on him. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.